Good evening, everyone. Let us start with Ansible, introduction to Ansible, and what is the architecture of Ansible. So, can you see in the slide? There are so many robots saying hello. Like so many robots are there, no? Now, assume that there is a robot party, and in that party, what I want the robot to do is, so each and every robot has to say hi parallelly to whoever comes into the party. Each robot, I mean all the 10 robots, has to say hi, and after saying hi, it has to dance and it has to sing a song. Okay, so it should be instructed to each and every robot. Okay, so like this, all the robots to say hello, dance, and sing a song. How do we do that? So the hard way is, so you go to each robot one by one, press the button, give instructions, it records it, and then it takes it for forever. You're tired before the party even starts, no? Because it's to be done for all the 10 robots, no? So now the smart way is using of Ansible. So you discover a magic remote. That magic remote can be called as Ansible. It lets you write a party plan, and that plan we call it as a playbook. Say hello, dance, sing, put it in one playbook, and then you press a button. All the 10 robots do the same thing together. Understand my point here. Okay, so we have this task. Okay, we have a task like this, saying hello, dancing, and singing, to be done by all the 10 robots concurrently. Okay, so what we do for that, when you press a button, it has to, all the 10 robots has to do the same thing together in just pressing a button. Okay, so now that is where your Ansible plays a role. So this Ansible is called as continuous managing of the servers. Okay, so in IT task, we are being updated to Ansible. Why? Because assume that I have a new application to update. I need to deploy them on all my servers. To deploy, we are supposed to do manually by taking several steps like booting and all. Like whenever update comes in, it has to be updated, backups, system reboots, creating the user, assigning the groups. In all these tasks, managing we are supposed to do. Okay, into all the 10 servers. Every time this configuration need to happen again and again through the same it has to happen again and again, right? Same procedure. To make this much more efficient, Ansible comes into picture. Less time consuming. Okay, so we can execute the task. Same task can be executed on different machines. Configuration like installations, deployment steps in a single YAML file, and you can reuse that YAML file, and it is more reliable and also less likely for the servers. Okay, so right now the state of the Ansible is that whatever system administration task begin with the operating system updates to the cloud providers, all of them can be done with Ansible. Okay, so one more example. So inside your lab, we have so many systems, right? We have 30 systems altogether, and to each of the system we are supposed, whenever a new package comes in, a new patches comes in, we are supposed to update, reboot, and then reboot the system, configure the file. Everything has to be done manually by the system administrator now. So now inside the lab, you can take one system at the controller system. Through that controller system, you can access to all other system. How do we access all other system? Through a networking protocol called as SSH, that is secure shell. Through that, you will access to all other systems in the lab, and you will have to install Ansible only onto your controller machine. And after you installing that controller machine installing Ansible into the controller machine, you will access all the IP address, all other systems IP address. By accessing it, whatever the task you want to perform, you can perform it through this one controller system. If you want to copy a file to all the systems and to execute it, you can just perform using the controller system. Okay, that is the beauty of Ansible. Okay, and here all the robots can be taken as a computer, and me can be considered as a DevOps engineer. Party plan can be taken as Playbook, and a magic remote is a software. Okay, Ansible tells all the robots what to do all at once. So to put it into a standard definition, it is an automation tool used to manage continuously managing recall and control many computers at once. It lets you write instruction once and send them to many machines. Okay, what it can do, it can install software onto all the computers, it can update and restart all the computers, it can manage setting and file on all the computers, it can run scripts or commands on all the computers. Okay, so probably these are the major points we will be using, terms we will be using. Host is nothing but a computer that Ansible control control. Playbook is a file with a list of tasks. Task is a single instruction, like I want to install a program. That is a task. But playbook is a collection of tasks. Task is a single instruction. And module is just a helper inside Ansible that knows how to do a task. So inventory is a list of all the computers that you want to control. Okay, these are the major terms we'll be using when dealing with Ansible. And here is a simple playbook. What you can write inside a playbook into a playbook file. Here is a simple example. It starts with a name. Basically, it has got three components in it. Okay. So one is the name component and other two are the arguments we call. So name component specifies what has to be done. Here I want to install a web server. Okay. On all the hosters. Okay, and after installing, what has to done? It has to done this task. What has to done? Apache apt should be installed into that, and state should be set to present. Okay, this is common for all the playbook. Okay, and this is telling all the hosts to install Apache web server. Okay, so why do company use Ansible? Because there will be having hundreds and thousands of servers to set up those servers and keep the system to up to date and deploy new apps quickly and also safely. Okay, and one important term in Ansible is a module. Module is like a small tool or a small program which perform a specific job. Okay, like say for example, installation of a software. To install a software, we require a module called as apt. Okay, to install a software, we require a module called as apt. To copy a file, we require a module called as copy. And to restart a service, we require a service called as module. Like that, we have hundreds of modules defined here. And this is one simple, like such simple example. See, installation of Apache on. Okay, to install Apache web server, what we use? We use a module called as apt. This is the module name. Along with that, it takes two arguments. One is name and the other one is state. Name, Apache 2, I mean you can give a name. State should be active or present after installation. So now what is a playbook? And the standard definition of a playbook is a YAML file that contains list of tasks that you want to run on many computers. Okay, so here is a playbook, a simple one more playbook is given over here to run on all the machines in the web server group and install and start Apache. So this playbook will gonna install and start the Apache on all the specified computers automatically. For that, it has to start with name, and what name? Setup, and host is on all the servers. This web servers, we are supposed to make a list of these web servers. And what task it has to do? It has to install. There are two tasks. Okay, task number one is there, and here we have one more task number 2. Okay, so task 1, again each of the task can be specified through the name and then name and state. And the second one is here. Again, it is to start, which means that after installation of Apache, it has to start automatically, which means that you can include multiple tasks into a single playbook. Okay, so multiple tasks and multiple modules. This is module 1 and this is module 2. To install, we use apt module, and to start, we use service module. Multiple modules can be included, but it should be in an order. Okay, so inventory list is nothing but it is a file where you list the computers Ansible will manage, that the Ansible will manage. Okay, so you will be telling the Ansible which machines to talk to. How do you tell the Ansible to which machine to talk to? Like this, you will have to list out. Okay, you should get the IP address of all the other machines which are connected to that location, and then all those IP addresses under the web server group. Okay, so and then they work together. They list the computers, and playbook tell what to do, module tell what actually to do the task. Okay, this is